Come on, bro. You fucking booted me, seriously? That's a bitch move.
Corey, why you just come in and out like that, man? Give me time. I'm trying to set up on my end. Trying to make sure I get everything right. Everybody, welcome back to the people that's tuning in. Give me a second because that was kind of peculiar what just happened. My live, that motherfucker came in and my shit like that. This shit pissed me off. But we back live, so I ain't gonna let it aggravate my mind too much. Give me a minute to set everything up, everyone. I'm Lindsay, and this is Knowledge Uprising. Give me a second. No, Court. Nobody booted you. If you watch the end of the Court, ain't nobody boot you, bro. If you watch the end of the broadcast, somebody came in there and dropped everybody out of the chat. You know what I mean? That wasn't me. That wasn't me, man. I would not do that. You know what I'm saying? If I said I was ready to end the broadcast, I would have ended. I wouldn't drop everybody off like that. Nah, that's not me, man. So don't think in your mind I would do something of that nature. Just put that out there. I see you in the back chat, brother. Are you serious? August 1st? Wow. My first time seeing that. Damn, that was my first time seeing it. It's still up there. I got you, Tim.
Big L.
What's up? What's up?
Tim.
Man, I just got a notification on my Hangouts.
Mm-hmm.
So they must have just finalized it. But that's fucked up. How you see how that dude came in there with the fucking beard and shit? Fucking red hair?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw
yeah.
that. Did
Yeah.
he block everyone?
Yeah, he blocked every fucking one. And then Court just came in and hopped back out. He said some shit and hopped back out.
I don't get why they do that. I mean, what lowlifes?
Yeah. This shit is fucking
What
ridiculous.
was the name? I think it was a.
And then he wouldn't even show his
us.
face, right? I can't do that, but he had so much to say. If you are so proud and profound about the things you are alleviating about, why not show yourself in person if I show myself? You get what I'm saying? Tim, I know what you look like. I done seen your video. And I'm pretty sure if you're decent, you would present yourself just like Miss L would.
Well,
now
that said, I don't ever really show myself on camera. But maybe one
I'm
day
talking
I
about
will.
as far as your YouTube channel.
Oh, I haven't even really done it on my YouTube channel yet. Maybe one day I will, but I don't want to out myself.
Yeah.
But I try not to get too crazy or
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Yeah, my channel not that big. I'm not worried too much about nobody harming me. But I just got a notification and it was talking about how August 1st, they're getting rid of Hangouts. So
I have a theory.
This is my first time seeing the message. I just got it when I went live right now when I started the broadcast.
Do any of you or Tim know why?
We gotta do panel. We gotta do a shitload of panels before August 1st, man. And we want people to go back to this shit. Tim, you feel me?
Yeah, it sucks that the trolls come in and kill the build. And I was coming in and out, tuning into. I was getting some rest because I got to get up early this morning, so I'm wide awake now. But I was hearing you and Court talk, the whole panel talk. I don't know what Court's deal is. He always seems to bring up race and talking about black and white, and I never really like those labels, and I don't think it buys us much to get caught in those weeds.
Well, as a witness, I've seen he done that in the past before many times.
Yeah, that's true.
But he always have to justify that side that is really, I mean, it becomes redundant, at a point. So,
yeah, you can tell what's on his mind.
Like you don't have to come in with you don't have to come in with your theme song every time, But do you guys have an idea why Hangouts is going away?
I'm guessing it's to stifle the truth from getting out.
Yeah,
it's too easy for people to connect.
It's about the panels, but I think they're going to try to make their own version of Hangouts because Google they own YouTube, so.
I believe they're going to come up with another platform or the same type of.
Well, not another platform because YouTube is a platform. So they
right.
So they'll think of a different kind of software other than Hangouts. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it sounds good. I have a theory too.
I mean, because I'm trying to understand it. Because me myself, I still don't understand why they're getting rid of Hangouts. I don't understand. But I think
I have a theory
that they don't want us collaborating the way we do and then presenting shit. So I think they're gonna try to simplify it and make their own version of Hangouts.
I'm with you on the first half. I think you're giving them too much credit on the second half there. I think that they're trying to stifle it. We're able to bridge together all these different people from across the world. All these different nations are coming together, realizing that people are good. We all have a lot in common. We have the same enemies. They've all been hitting us and making our lives hell, taxing us to death. And I think that's what they're worried about. But hopefully something comes along. I think Discord is a good alternative. But I know they're also imposing requirements to stream. Like I think you have to have 1,000 people starting in October.
Yeah, man, they done changed a lot. You see, man, I ain't got that many subscribers, but I appreciate everybody that tunes in because everybody that tuned in. Maybe if I had a good broadcast, a good show, a good build, you know, people would appreciate the information that was spread upon that show. You know.
Oh yeah, we all love what you do, and I think it's gonna kick them. I think they're gonna shoot themselves in the foot here because
That's what I said. I said the same thing.
Once everyone sees that you need 1,000 people, everyone, you know, you're gonna get 1,000 people like that overnight because everyone's gonna be like, well, we got to support each other. They're trying to shut us down. They're trying to shut down free expression, and then guess what?
See,
then you put out a video and 1,000 people see it.
Subscribe too, man. We got to get to that. Not everybody likes to subscribe, man.
Right.
People will watch the hell out of your channel and not subscribe to you, man.
I don't understand the fear of subscribing. Doesn't make you a follower. You're just a subscriber.
Yeah, you subscribe, yeah. I mean, because everybody, believe it or not, everybody that comes in on these panels, you can get a link and it says go to their channel. I subscribe to everybody that's been on my panel because you can goddamn it. There's an option to view channel. Go to the channel. I subscribe, Mr. L. I subscribe to your channel, and yo, it is an amazing channel. I'm glad I found your channel. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You know, last year, what I found out was when I started using Hangouts instead of a cell phone.
Yeah.
I didn't need to pay for service. You could use your email as a phone number.
Yeah.
To
See,
call,
and that's
make
another
calls.
thing. Hangouts is free.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we
Google
can
Voice.
do all kind of calls like this all day, all night.
Yeah, for free.
As long as you got good reception, you can go all
Or you
night.
could, borrow Wi-Fi or whatever. But I mean, you don't be paying for service.
Yeah. Yeah.
But one thing I think will help get subscribers is if you do topical shows based on like current events. I know you've done this in the past, but just anything where there's a lot of eyes on it, take the opportunity to get together a panel and discuss it your way without all of the BS that we get from the mainstream.
Yeah, we got the August 1st now though, man. Like there ain't about to be no more hangouts. So I got the August 1st.
August 1st. Is that what they said?
That's what I said. That's what I was telling you all.
So like a month and a week? Just like a month, really.
Yeah. So we got the August 1st to do panels. After that, they said they are deleting.
Well, you can always do it with Discord, can't you? I mean, it's a little bit trickier.
Yeah,
you have to figure out OBS.
Like concept.
I know, but
Hangouts is. I'm not gonna lie. Hangouts, from my experience, is truly profound, but it is fucking aggravating as hell too because you got trolls. Trolls is the #1 setback on Hangouts because you got them motherfuckers that will come in here with random avatars. If you send out a link, especially if you send it out live in the chat, it will come in and sabotage your whole fucking video, live, everything you got going on. Now, on the good side, you get to build with people. People can actually be on their phone, on the go, anything they're doing right now, and they want to show it to you. They can just pop their phone up and be like, yo, check this out. So the people that do that, some people are cautious with their identity and things like that and things of that nature. But, I try to be transparent. That's the whole purpose of my channel. I want you to see the face behind the voice, and that's just my ideas of it,
Yeah, we appreciate you, and we appreciate the transparency. It's just a matter of, if they take away our toy, we got to keep on keeping on, right? So we have to think about what else to use. But I'm with you. Hangouts is pretty dope.
Yeah, all they did was block the nobodies to have a video that will go viral.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. I mean, they don't want the people on top. They want the first news before somebody from the street.
Not the chat, but the panel. Court, I see you back up here. Court, you hear me? Oh, don't start that shit again, Court. Come on now. Can you hear me? Look.
He unmuted his mic.
Yeah. He did that last time he came in. It's like he got to leave out and come back in. I don't know. That's some weird shit. That shit happened last time. Anyway, Court, nobody booted you out, man. It was a troll came in, man, and blocked everybody out the stream.
Yeah, all of a sudden, like I'm off the panel. I'm like, what happened? And then I see the ongoing call from Hangouts like disappear. Like, wait a minute, what's the call at?
I saw Citizen Man was on the chat earlier. I'm a big fan of his channel.
Man.
I just found him.
Oh yeah,
He's got a good channel.
Yeah, I just found him too.
Hope he can get back up here.
Yeah, he knows his stuff.
I had Key Wellness on the channel. If y'all got to check out her channel.
I subscribed to her.
Yeah, man, I had everybody on the fucking show, and it's wild, man. I mean, but shit like this happens all the time. But I'm not gonna complain, you know. I mean, shit happens. Sometimes the shows be fucked up, but I say sometimes the shows be great, you know, and they be memorable. And you reminisce about it. You watch it, rewatch it. Like, hold on, what? I don't even remember this part. You know. It's like, see, Court, why you keep dropping in and out? See, I be thinking like he might be trying to drop somebody out or something, man. Court. Okay, there you go. I hear you, Court.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Hey, Court.
I don't know what the hell's going on with my phone, man.
Man,
Hey,
somebody booted everybody out, man. A troll came
I
in.
can play with kittens all day long. The second I do with you guys or do some real deep shit like you're doing,
That's all, folks.
yeah, it's fucked up.
No, I wasn't talking about no kittens. I was saying, man.
No, I was being facetious.
Oh.
I was trying to say, like, anytime we get in some deep stuff, my phone goes crazy. How convenient. Now, if we talk about kittens and puppies and, oh, dude, we can do this all day long. The second we get in some deep stuff, knowledge. I love you, brother. We have to understand that we can agree to disagree. That's the beauty of your chat. That I'm not here, man, trying to beat you up.
No,
and you're not trying to beat me up.
The question of the matter was, brother, like I'm presenting myself to you. Would you present yourself to me?
Absolutely. Go ahead. Shit, here we go again. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
There?
Okay.
I think he was saying he wants you to turn on your webcam or your phone camera.
No, I'm not fucking doing that.
I'm the same way, Court. I understand, but he seems to think that that's a sign of
hey, Jaden.
Genuineness.
Is that you? Jaden.
No, Jaden's not. No, he's not on here right now.
Oh, okay. No, dude, I'm not. Why can't I hear him? But either way, no, I'm not fucking turning on my webcam. You go fuck yourself. I'm not turning my shit on. I already turned it on 2 other people. I'm a real individual. And I'm not a robot yet. It ain't happening.
Did you say yet? That's funny.
No, I said yeah. It ain't happening.
Okay.
No. There's a reason I do it. You guys can all sit on this little show and claim all your truth. You haven't had people come after you. You haven't had people follow your wife around. You haven't had certain shit. No, I'm not putting my shit out there. I don't care.
I feel you. I was just trying to bridge the misunderstanding because I didn't think you heard what he said. But I'm the same way.
No, he's pushed me in numerous times, and there are people out here Harry's seen my face, so go talk to Harry. He's seen me. No, I'm not doing it.
So where do you
You're
feel?
not-
I heard earlier, Court, you were talking about you're not sure the shape of the Earth. I just kind of want to change the subject to something more productive because that's the question I always ask myself too. And we also have Misael here. Do you believe that the mainstream explanation holds any water, or do you think that that's completely bunk? Like I do.
Man, my computer just shut off and restarted.
We hear you now. Yeah, you froze up on our side.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is this at my door? Yo, this shit is fucking here. Who is it?
Keep going, Tim.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna delve in with Court and Misael here about the shape of the Earth because I've been wondering about that a lot. And I used to get on the flat Earth side of the argument, but now I'm not sure.
Let me give you my explanation, and please don't interrupt me. I mean, I'm talking you fucking knowledge. What I'm trying to say is, check this out. They gave us nuggets, and the nuggets are their circumference of the Earth is this and this and this. That didn't work out. And a plane has a meter in it, and it's a hydro. I don't understand all the. Here's the thing, bro. We can't prove a round Earth or a flat Earth. We can't prove any of it. Now, through telescopes and cameras, we go, I'm starting to lean towards a flat Earth. So, can I prove it? No. Do I personally, Court, lean towards a flat Earth? Yes. Now, is it that simple? I don't know. Is it round with a dome and a dome underneath it and it's like a pizza pie? Sounds good. Do I think planes with a gyroscope are diving down? No, I don't believe that.
But can we all agree that what they, sorry to interrupt, but I'll let you finish, that what they teach us in elementary school with the cartoons of us revolving around the sun and the solar system and all the planets, that's complete bullshit. Can we agree on that?
No, we can't, because I don't know. Can we agree that through the U.S. Patent Office, Edison is a liar? Yes, we can agree on that.
You're talking Edison or Einstein?
I'm sorry, Einstein.
Okay.
Can we agree that Tesla invented everything we have through the U.S. Patent Office? Yes. Yeah. Yes, we can.
Tesla invented everything that we have?
Well, he didn't invent it.
Come on, work with me. I'm talking about wireless. I'm talking about free energy. Well, I mean, not free energy, but the lack thereof free energy. We're talking. See, you're trying to break this down to a minuscule particle. Work with me. Can I prove that Edison didn't do shit and he's a fucked up Jew? Yes. Can I prove that Tesla is the man? Yes. So if we want to go macro, let's go macro. Can I prove that the world is round? Nope. Can I prove it's flat? Nope. Do I have an opinion? Yes. So let's go and even rewind back further. The law is fake. And I know a lot of this you already know. So the law is fake. Lawyers work for the system, so they're fake. They're all the bar, which is the queen. That's fake. Everything is fuckery. Okay, let's back up. The money system is fake. It's all fiat currency. It's fake. Okay, religion. So we know that the Catholics, that bullshit's fake. The Christianity's offshoot of the Catholics. That's fake.
So how do you know that Tesla's real, though? That's my question.
We don't know.
Well, you said you did.
No. I proved his patents, not him.
Okay. Thanks for the clarification. Keep going.
So my point is, if everything else is fuckery, we have to open our mind and take a good look at what Tesla did and say, is there a possibility? And the more you look into it, you go, yes, because I have some of his, not his books, but I have books about him. Yes, there's a good possibility. Do I know he existed? No, I never met him. Do I know George Washington ever existed? No, never met him either. But through history, these patterns start to take place. And we can start to put these patterns in a line in different categories. Is there a possibility that fucking Lincoln was a racist and didn't want to end slavery, but had no choice because he's a puppet? Is there a possibility that he had slaves himself and was making monetary gains from that? Is that possibility exist? So what I'm getting at is these are the things nobody wants to look at. How do I conform my mind? Because I look at all these possibilities, and possibilities in my mind lead up to facts, and say, wait a minute, the North versus the South is the free slavery. He didn't want slavery. He didn't want to free the slaves, but he didn't want to deal with them. Wait a minute, JFK, he wanted to do the greenback, and that, wait a minute, something's wrong there. Let's go back. He was fucking with the people. Was he a puppet? Let's go to Hitler. Back and around. You got to go back and around, back and around. The pattern isn't within that individual. It's within the greater ideology or agenda of the people. So was Hitler really that bad? Let's think about this for a second. Was he trying to take out the Zionists before he got to getting to, and they took him out? Or did he get taken out? That shit runs and runs and runs. There's always a play running. The problem is people want a solid, because we don't know. So all we can do is run these ideas into play and see where it ends up. So let's stop all the plays.
Are you done?
And what's the agenda?
Let me interject real quick, because I was asking about our reality. Because I think a lot of the historical stuff, especially the stuff in the textbooks, like history books and the newspapers, is probably all just a play for control. But I was thinking more about the shape of the Earth and our relation to the sun. Say, I think we could figure out if we revolve around the sun or not. I don't think that's an impossibility. I'm tempted to say, I put it at 1% that we are on a ball revolving around the sun. And it just doesn't make sense based on what they tell us, that masses attract, and therefore the Earth has been revolving around the sun for 4 billion years, for long enough for life to evolve from single-cell organisms to the complexity that we see today. I think they're hiding something much, much bigger. And
you very well could be correct. Here's my point. I don't know. And what I've been telling everybody, and nobody's listening. You spend the rest of your life figuring that out. And the whole point is, 1, you will never figure it out. And 2, you never did. You never lived your dreams. Did you want to be a paraglider? Did you want to race cars? What did you want to do? You never lived your life because you were so concerned on something you can't prove. And you're wondering, where's this coming from? Because I'm about to go and get into paramotors. I'm about to go do that very thing. And I'm not going 50,000 feet in the sky. I'm going to go and live my life. I don't know. That option is always in my head. And I'm going to go do something none of you are ever going to do. I'm going to go fucking fly. I was going to jump out of a plane, And my wife was like, nah, not so much.
Well, I've already jumped out of a plane, so I beat you there.
Oh, dope.
So I don't know, but what makes
Nice.
well, I'm just saying, like, what makes anything more important than anything else? You know, I'd rather just get to
Lit-
the end of their lives.
No.
And it's the we're
no.
pulling at the string that could take this whole thing down. And that's what's so
No.
important about it to me.
You're not taking anything down but yourself. Think about what I'm telling you. You already skydived. Think about it. Now get in paramotors and just live life and love the fact that you're above the earth and you get to see it from an observation level that most people will never see.
Now, is that where they have like the single bladed or the single propeller strapped on their back?
Yes,
And then
absolutely.
the thing, that thing looks pretty dope. I gotta admit, you're gonna do
And
that.
you're gonna read all the horror stories of people dying. I know. Yep. I don't give a fuck. I'm doing it.
What'd you do this, Tim?
I don't know. I just felt like skydiving, and I so I went and started taking some classes. I think one of my old roommates was telling me it was awesome, and recommended a place. Told me that there was a Groupon deal, and I did it like I think 3 times, enough to where they let me jump without somebody strapped on my back, because
Yep.
it kind of felt like cheating to have someone strapped on my back. So I did it one time, and then it was too expensive. I had to stop.
No, now to get in, you can get into paramotors for $3-4 grand. Now, if you want, and I'm going to the top, it's about 15 grand. But here's my thing: you'll spend that money on a brand new car or a used car, and why would you do that, Court?
Right, with
Because
the Uber and Lyft. Just should Lyft around.
I want to do something that you can't do. Well, not that you can't, you won't, because you're afraid. And that's every person I talked to. Skydiving was my thing. I was about to go skydiving until I started getting into this paramotor thing. And I was like, no, this is better. They have this perfect wing with the flat top, fucking blah blah blah. And dude, I want to, as aggressive as we are as men, the beauty of just being free for that 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's
Or
the thing.
unless
That's what I was going to bring up. You're not actually free, though. It's just the illusion of freedom for a couple minutes. And
Yes.
you're just going to end up and you're going to finish it and you're going to be like, okay, that was fun. I have a good experience, but I still don't know where I am, why I'm here. And
No, you're right. But up there, let's say we have a monitor and you ask questions. See, here's the things we don't do. Court, why am I up here? I don't know, bro. Why are you up there? Dude, this is fucking beautiful. Why are we doing this? I don't know. What do you see? See, we don't talk because we're men. We're strong. We're warriors.
what do you mean? We're
We-
talking right now. We talk every day.
No, my point is we don't talk about the beauty of this thing we call life because we're too worried about being warriors. And that paramotor is my freedom to get away for 15, 20, 30 minutes and just experience life from an observation level. Just like skydiving. I'll go skydiving, but this is really a commitment. 15 grand plus I can kill myself. I'm all in.
You should just make a break for the southern perimeter. Just get out of this hellhole.
I can't, dude. I don't have the money for it. And he's saying, well, how do you get 15 grand? Because dude, I can't. We're stuck here and we're going to fight. That's really the bottom line. It ain't a white thing. It ain't a black thing. It ain't a brown thing. We're fighting. We're fighting for
But what are you fighting for?
the ideology
What ideology?
of freedom.
Okay.
And I know universe, I won't even really have to fight. It'll always find my way through it that I'm just that guy. I'm not to be controlled.
But if we're fighting for freedom, I kind of imagine looking up at the scoreboard right now and we're losing big time. You know, it's like 5 to 100 million right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Naughty,
we're
I
losing
didn't see
bad.
you in the chat. What's up, Naughty? Peace, brother.
That's the way you see it.
You think we're free?
Oh no, are you free?
Just say knowledge, bless up.
Hey, Nighty, how's it going, man?
We're going on, Tim. We're going on,
My
Tim.
man.
We're going on, Tim.
Hey, Naughty.
Misael.
Motherfucker, you didn't give me props.
Or I gave you props when you came in earlier, man.
No, I'm talking about that motherfucker.
Oh, well, Misael.
Huh?
God damn.
Wait, is he talking about me or not?
You
Everybody got quiet quick.
You were quiet for a minute, man.
And Naughty is my
I know you
boy.
had a lot you probably wanted to say, Miss L, in reference to last show and coming in on this show, you know, and listening to the Brothers Build now. So if you want, Miss L, it'd be a good time, bro, for you to
Oh, I mean,
express your sentiments.
I'm just glad to be here. Right now I'm in the thinking mode right now.
Oh, big salute. I appreciate you coming in, man. So I'm gonna make you, bro. You're gonna be the moderator for the show, Miss Al.
All right.
Hey, can I be a moderator too?
Oh,
I need a
You don't be on every show, Court.
I need a mute button for it.
Court don't be on every show.
Oh shit, you don't need me, but let me help you with that.
Yo, Tim, you was getting deep, brother. You can keep going if you want. I think Court was answering one of your questions.
Hey, Tim, whatever happened to the orange vest?
The yellow vests, they're
Yellow.
still going. It's kind of dying down. The government really lashed out against them. For people who don't know, it's the anti-government movement in France. People are kind of putting aside politics and just saying these controllers are just screwing us over, taxing us to death, not giving anything back, and it's all corrupt. And I'm going to do a live stream here in a couple hours, getting the thumbnail ready now, but I don't know. It just kind of died out. It seems like people are turning. They have to see it on the mainstream news in order to think it's a legitimate cause.
Well, man, I actually, like I said, Tim, I'm subscribed to everybody's channel that comes on my channel, and I watch your channel, bro. I don't watch a lot of your videos, so man,
I appreciate that, man. I saw you in the chat the other day. I gave you a wrench, and I really appreciate the support. And yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah, you have good content. I watch a lot of your videos.
Yeah, I watch too. I just don't comment, but I watch.
I watch everybody's videos. All who I subscribe, just I want to know more. That's how you get to know someone, I guess, in another way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really too bad what YouTube's doing to all the small content. Not small, but you know what I mean. The alternative to the mainstream. You search for anything on YouTube now, and it's just CNN, The Guardian, PBS,
and we got to
garbage.
August 1st. I'm gonna do a shitload of panels, man, and I would like for everybody to. I mean, this will be history to me. We all get on and just do a shitload of panels. Just cause they want to get rid of that platform or that software that.
Yeah, right now we're making history. We're all making history right now.
Damn right. We're gonna keep doing it.
And as a programmer, there's no reason for them to discontinue the software. It's all peer-to-peer, so it doesn't even attack their servers.
You know how lucrative Hangout is? It's a lot of money in Hangout.
No. So what they gonna do? Make it where we can't jump on YouTube no more, or what?
No, they're gonna make it to where we can't do bring in people into the chats no more.
It's gonna be more controlled.
What exactly did they say in their release? You were about to read it, Knowledge Uprising, but I think someone knocked at your door.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
What it said was August 1st, Hangouts is going away. And you will have to go to the alternative. Now let me pop up my computer screen so you guys can see it. You know, I'm gonna do this one time only. You know, I don't give a fuck. YouTube ain't paying me no fucking money. Okay, so right here, wait a minute. This my screen, everything. And
Hey, it's Citizen Man. How's it going, man?
that basically what they're trying to do is right. They're trying to set up that little service Stream Now, all this and that. It will be basically that. If you were to hit Stream Now and you had a thumbnail or whatever, it will basically come up as that. The events now. Here's where it comes intriguing, because like let's say you start a new event, it's gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna show you all so you have a better understanding. Okay, so let's say I create something, right? Okay, we're gonna call it ABC. Right now, this option right here is gonna go away. So what's gonna pop up is this new Stream Now and Live Control Room. I'm gonna hit leave. The Stream Now Live Control Room, what it does, it displays your camera and it pops you up live. So the streams you're gonna do are gonna be based off your webcam. So it'd just be basically if you were trying to like if you were on your phone before they did that 1,000 subscriber shit. If you're on your phone, it'll be the same thing as that, and then it will pop up your webcam. You're not gonna be able to do Google Hangouts no more. This is gonna be what you're doing. It's gonna be the shit that was on your phone or the things they had already had. You know, you're not gonna have any other options.
So are you still gonna be able to bring guests on?
No,
Not even through the email?
nope. Because you gotta have a platform that support it. Hangouts supports multi video chat and calls. You know what I'm saying? Support up to 10 people.
So they're gonna cut YouTube down where they can't even do
You see, they're gonna try to get it to where people have to do videos more of a singular way.
damn.
And unless you're like actually there with the person or you find some elaborate way to
Yeah, we got to get you hooked up with OBS. I know it's kind of a learning curve, but
and so it'd be like a Skype call or something then, if you would do it like that.
yeah, or you
But
can
so
do
that's correct.
Discord.
See, Skype, how many people can you call at one time with Skype? It's still not fucking with Hangouts. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've only seen
Yeah.
2 at a time on Skype.
Yeah.
Discord though, you could have a bunch of people, but the screen sharing it would only be your
Yes.
screen.
It's
And
not like
but
Hangouts.
it's
like
nice.
Hangouts,
There's no trolls on
there's a-
Discord because you can block their ass,
yeah.
and they can't even come back with
But
a
see,
new
the thing
account.
with Hangouts,
IP based.
Hangouts is the creme de la creme. Now, they say August 1st, it's a wrap. After August 1st, or when August 1st hits, there's no more Hangouts. There's no more panels. So it's going to change the dynamic for a bunch of channels. You get what I'm saying? Like, this shit's serious. As far as the channels that do do that type of content on their channel.
Well, they have to. I mean, corporate companies use that for like conference calls,
Yeah.
and
So
they
they-
use Hangouts.
They're trying to get people on G Suite. I'm doing some research over here. Sounds like they're trying to get people to use their new thing called Meet and Chat. And
Okay.
so companies will probably use that,
That
and you could
sounds
probably
like
get it
some
for a couple bucks a
bootleg
month. But
dating site. Like fucking Hangouts the truth, man. This shit is ridiculous.
well, your oppressor's never going to be your savior, right? I guess that's proving more true every day.
Yeah, they're starting to get wise to the fact that we're using their platforms against them. And I think they want to get rid of the panel stuff, because if you're online and you're live and you're saying something, they can just call you crazy and it's just you. But if you have guests on, you can have people on that can support what you're saying,
Social
which
proof.
lends credibility. Yeah.
Star Platinum, I see you, man. Drop your email in the chat. You want to join in on the panel, man? Because, like I said, I'm gonna do a shitload of panels before they do away with this, because I feel it is necessary for me to do.
What's good, Jaden?
I feel it's necessary for me to do, man.
What's up, man?
For real. But you brothers go ahead, man. I was just saying, man. I feel it's necessary.
Well, like I mentioned earlier, also, like, you know, I used it almost for a whole year without paying any phone service for, you know, phone number. I could, you know, Hangouts link with Google. You got all your contacts with Google, so I mean, I could call anybody with my email address.
And that's the same with me. It sync my contacts and all that stuff, you know. So you know, if they're getting away or trying to get rid of Hangouts, they're gonna get rid of the stuff that came along with Hangouts. You know, the perks and the extra shit. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
More
like
controlled.
you know, like how if you got an Android phone, you sign in with your Android, or if you got an iPhone, you got to sign in with a certain email address, and it'll sync your contacts and all that information. But now I ain't saying Hangouts has nothing to do with that, but Hangouts is a part of Google, and if Google is doing that, they're doing something to tone something down to present something different.
Yeah,
You know?
here's the way I look at it.
Just like when they did with Facebook and Instagram, you know. Now you got people that's fucking 60 years old with a Facebook, don't even know how to use a smartphone. And you got people that's 50 years old with a smartphone and don't know how to use Instagram, but they're taking pictures. The shit is wild right now.
Yeah, well, Google got everyone using them because it's so easy. And it's kind of like rat poison. You know, 95% of rat poison is good food or tasty food, and then the other 5% is poison. And that's how they got us. We all jumped on their platform. We all started inviting our friends, saying, "Hey, you got to come over to YouTube. It's where all the truth is." And then once everybody came over here, they just pulled the rug out from under us. But there are workarounds. It's just YouTube is where all the people are, so we have to keep building up their empire in order to get any views. It sucks.
Facts.
Yep.
Hey guys, listen, I'm on East Coast time, so I'm gonna have to jump off of here soon.
Yo, me too, man. It's almost 3 o'clock, my man.
But before I go, I wanted to let you guys know something, man. I'm gonna post a song that I'm working on in the YouTube chats, and I'm gonna leave the second verse. I'm putting one verse on there. I'm gonna leave the second verse open, and I want everybody who can record something to drop 24 bars on the second verse and send it back to me, and I'm gonna loop it all together. And I'm gonna get Bro Sanchez to do clips like passing the mic off to whoever's up next. So it's kind of gonna be kind of like one of them old Wu-Tang joints with 10 niggas on it.
Good idea, man.
That's dope.
I look forward to hearing it.
I like
that, man. But I want to get the whole fam on there, or at least as many people on there as possible. Because if we get all on one track with a nice, good beat, with good lyrics, everybody can get some shine. You know what I'm saying? I really want to do that.
That's awesome, man.
All right, I appreciate it, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys
All
letting
right,
me
man.
on
Peace,
knowledge.
bro.
Peace out. Peace, Tim. Who's Nady? Peace out, bro.
Yes,
Miss
sir. Yes,
IL.
sir.
Peace, bro.
Citizen.
Peace,
Hey,
bro.
Court was
Peace.
trying
Have
to
a good
get
one,
your
man.
phone number, Citizen.
What you say?
Court, Phase Court was trying to get your phone number.
Don't give Court your phone number.
I think I'm gonna go with Tim on that one. All right, guys. Peace out, man. Have a good
All
night.
right.
All right.
What are you up to these days, Nady? Any revelations lately?
I was just doing some reading on the Emerald Tablets of Isis earlier.
Of Toth? Yeah, those are interesting.
Come to find out, this is what your Masonic tarot cards are built off of.
Yeah.
And it was a story of it was a book called damn, what's the name of that book? Man, shit, I just had it. Me and the brethren over on Red Square channel was talking about it. One of the guys in 1914, he was in a or something like that. He was in a 14-year coma, and when the man come out of the coma, he had write a book. He said he went in, he got in someone else's body and went into the future. He was in 3905 AD.
Oh.
And it was the future what was it, the future from the some man, I gotta think of the book, fuck. But
Yo, what you guys think? Speaking on that night, what you think about Al Bielek? Have y'all ever read about Al Bielek?
Never heard of that.
Well, look up a guy. His name Al Bielek. Al Bielek. He claims that he was part of the Philadelphia experiment, and
yeah, I knew that's who you were
and
talking about.
and then he jumped off the boat and woke up in the future, and it was a flat screen TV, and how it happened was he ran into somebody that he knew in his time, and they ended up there together. But he jumped through time several times, but he didn't jump back. He jumped forward every time. And
And what makes you think that he jumped forward through time? Just his testimony, or is there other proof?
well, give me a minute, and I'm about to pop it up, and let you hear it.
The Chronicles from the Future. That's the name of the book.
Chronicles.
Yeah, I'm about to pop up this Al Bielek shit right now. Hold on.
No, this is very interesting.
The guy name is Paul Dienachs. Dienachs Diary. That's really what the book is. Paul Dienachs Diary. But the Chronicles from the Future is a re-illustration of his diary. And this guy is they've been keeping this book, this guy's diary, close to the Freemason secret for the longest.
What was the name again? Paul what?
Dienachs.
All right, I'm about to screen share so you guys can see.
Chronicles from the Future.
Yeah.
I'm about to screen share this right quick so you guys can see this. We about to build on Al Bielek for a minute. Tim, you're in the building. So Tim, I know you might have a lot to say about this, but like I said, it was a part of the Philadelphia experiment. So if everyone can mute your mic right quick, I'm gonna go to his story where he described his experience that he had. Mute your mic right quick, Nani. Okay, there we go. No, one moment, guys. Right, let me Can you guys hear this? Let me know if you can hear it clearly.
This is a special recording, or we call an archives recording.
Yeah, we hear it.
The preceding part
Can
of
you
this
hear it
film
clearly?
was
Yeah, you're good.
downtown Denver.
Okay.
On the date of, I think it was 18th of April. Today is the 20th of April, year 2000. Denver is still there, and there's still traffic, and there's still smog. But since it's an archives report, we thought we'd put in a little piece about Denver, showing what Denver is like and the construction of a new stadium, etc. In the archive report, which this is, I wish to add a few things which I would not put in the general history of myself and the Philadelphia experiment. This material will not be available to everyone, in fact, very few people. And going back into the problems of the Philadelphia experiment, when Duncan and I jumped overboard off the ship, the Eldridge, in hyperspace, we of course didn't know what was happening and where we were going, or if we were going anywhere except.
Now, when they say he jumped off the ship, that's the ship that the Philadelphia experiment took part in, where they said came back and people was stuck to the ship and all that shit. Well, he didn't actually experience it. He jumped off the boat or off the ship and ended up in a future reality. So he perceived it as the future. Let's keep going.
Of course, into the water. We expected to hit the water in the bay and swim ashore, but no water. We never hit it. We kept falling and falling for quite a period of time. Then it seemed to level out. Excuse me. It seemed to level out, and we were, shall I say, flying along. That's not the right term, but it seemed like we were. Through cloud banks and other strange phenomena. And this went on for a period of time, and then we blanked out, and we woke up, as we found out, in a hospital, Duncan in one bed and I in another in the same room. I'm wondering what has happened, where were we, and what was going on. Well, a hospital attendant, an orderly, came in and did the usual measurements of the usual vital signs and so forth. I said, would you like to watch TV? He said, yes. So we turned on the TV. At this point, we didn't know that anything was wrong or anything was any different than the era we had come from. Except, of course, in 1943, we didn't have large screen color TV. This happened to be a wall-mounted unit.
Large screen color TVs, wall-mounted unit. They didn't have that in 1943, but he described it. He described a wall-mounted flat screen TV.
And what year was this video?
Oh, the video was in the 2000s. It's his revelations. Let's keep listening.
Smaller size, but color, which was the first discrepancy. What was happening and where we were going, or if we were going anywhere, except, of course, into the water. We expected to hit the water in the bay and swim ashore, but no water. We never hit it. We kept falling and falling for quite a period of time. Then it seemed to level out. Excuse me. It seemed to level out, and we were, shall I say, flying along. That's not the right term, but it seemed like we were. Through cloud banks and other strange phenomena. And this went on for a period of time, and then we blanked out, and we woke up, as we found out, in a hospital, Duncan in one bed and I in another in the same room. I'm wondering what has happened, where were we, and what was going on. Well, a hospital attendant, an orderly, came in and did the usual measurements of the usual vital signs and so forth. And I said, would you like to watch TV? He said, yes. So we turned on the TV. At this point, we didn't know that anything was wrong or anything was any different than the era we had come from. Except, of course, in 1943, we didn't have large screen color TV. This happened to be a wall-mounted unit, smaller size but color, which was the first discrepancy. We watched the TV. We were actually in that hospital for 4 weeks recovering, and we finally asked what we were doing here. They wouldn't tell us how we got there, but they said you have suffered severe radiation burns. I said, radiation from what? And they sort of demurred on giving us a straight answer. And they said, no, it's not nuclear radiation. As it turns out, we learned much later, of course, there was radiation that you will possibly run into in deep space under certain other conditions, which, of course, is non-nuclear, but nevertheless, it's an ionizing form of radiation that can be damaging to the body.
So I'm gonna pause it right there. Again, now he's talking about radiation, but this is not nuclear radiation. It's radiation that happens in space.
And he sounds
So
like he knows what he's talking
now,
about.
yeah. So the radiation in space is kind of different. See, he's dropping gems, but people think the old man is crazy. He tells how he came back to this reality. Let's keep listening.
So we took about 4 weeks to recover, but in that process, in that time, we watched a lot of television. At that point, I would say after a week of watching TV, I started asking a lot of questions. Because it was quite obvious that things were not normal. Normal in the sense of how we knew them in 1943. That the indications were there were very few cities around the country anymore. There was rail travel, there was some car travel, but what was most important is there were no longer any national boundaries. There were boundaries for reference, like what states do we have in the U.S.? Well, boundaries referenced were in accordance with the American map as we saw it. But we were told very bluntly that no longer is there a government. Whatever is left of it is under military control. There were a number of references on television to the changed coastlines. It struck us that they were changed. They didn't say that. We started asking questions. Well, can you give us some maps of the United States? Maybe the United States and Canada. Oh, sure. No problem. They got them for us. We were rather dismayed to find that a good chunk of California had disappeared, was no longer above water, was obviously underwater. The Pacific Ocean was now encroaching on dry land, largely paralleling the San Andreas fault line. In San Francisco, a lot of San Francisco was still there, but was not all intact. The principal part that survived was on the Rocky Promontory, which is in the downtown area.
San Francisco, a fucking island now. This is an actual depiction of the map he's describing. Now, mind you, most of North Carolina, the whole New York City is gone, and 2020 of the East Coast, 2020 to 2025. Florida's gone, parts of Texas, the whole Louisiana, parts of Alabama.
That's this next year, right?
Huh?
That's this next year,
Yeah.
2020. Wow.
South of that, there was a lot of damage, but apparently the damage from the earthquakes and whatever else had hit started at a point someplace between San Francisco and San Jose, as the San Andreas Fault comes in at that point. San Jose, as I remember, was missing. And as you went further south, there was sort of a ragged
He talks about the San
land.
Andreas fault line. Everybody knows about that.
Shall we say, the cliff area of not San Mateo, the cliff area of the whole section on the beach from Malibu on south was missing.
No,
No cliffs, no apartment houses, no
everything's
houses.
gone
The
right
beaches
there.
were further inland, at least from what we thought they were originally.
This was the beach now. Nevada,
Downtown
parts
Los
of
Angeles
Nevada
was a
become
city
beach.
where tourists
Hit
built
pause
Everything.
right quick. Hit pause right quick.
residential sections other than the high hills of Altadena.
Yo, hit pause right quick.
Some catastrophic event happened.
No, listen. This depiction that you put up, right? And what he's explaining,
Yeah.
I've read this in the 2025 elite preparation plan. And
Well, this came out like 1999, 2000, 2003. This is an old ass video. Like this man actually described everything because he did it before. He wrote a book when it happened.
If you look at the East Coast, don't it look like two legs in an entity moving? Look up the East Coast. It looks like a head, and then down the southern East Coast, it looks
See, all
like
this,
two
all
legs.
this is water right now.
Hey,
They're
really
playing
important,
with
guys.
us.
Here's something really important. I remember it blew my mind when I was growing up as a kid, and I saw that when you fold the $20 bill, you could see the World Trade Center attack. If you fold the $100 bill, you can see a tsunami engulfing New York City. So that kind of ties in here as well. It's on the money.
Yeah.
Okay, be careful. That's Jonathan Kleck, and no, nobody knows if it's NYC. So be careful of saying that. But are they doing that after the fact now that people figured it out, us, that they're trying to scare us of a tsunami coming over buildings? And then all of a sudden they came out with those movies, the Day After Tomorrow, and
That's
Let
what
me-
accurate depiction of what he's describing will look like. Let's
let me finish saying what I was saying though.
go ahead now.
You have the two guys. What's their names? That's running the big banks right now.
Rothschild,
Rothschild, and the other one with an R name.
Rockefeller, but they're not banksters as much.
Okay. The Rothschild, is it the Rosenbergers or Rosenberg or some shit like that?
Could be.
Bilderberg,
No, it's a R. It starts with an R. Well, it's two people right now. They said they was gonna do bring America into a frenzy to get everyone to kind of relinquish their rights. They was gonna do it by natural events, shortage of food, taking different steps. And one of the steps were that they was gonna flood the east and the west coast with rain
Canada's gone.
to
Central
start
America's gone.
a new metropolitan city up in the far west corner, northwest of America. And this map that you have up right now is the same image that they said that they're depicting the floods that come due and flood out most of the what I was read to see is that they're trying to move everyone off of the west and the east coast so they can start some super mega cities.
Yeah, and they're gonna divide them into districts, and not
Right,
like each
exactly.
state. The country's not gonna be ran by just one president. It's
Right.
gonna be ran by a collective.
Like that movie Mockingbird in a way.
Or if you ever seen District 12
A district, yeah. Was it district? Yeah, I think it was something like that.
or
One of them.
District 13, something like District 13.
is there a possibility that most people don't comprehend that maybe China owns the West Coast, Russia
Of course, look at Once
owns
Upon a
the East
Time in
Coast.
New York. All that shit was Chinese, man. It was like watching an anime, but in movie form. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but this is all part of the 2025 agenda.
Yeah.
What this brethren Bilek he's saying, and then when you listen to him, he's saying that this event happened to him in 1943, correct?
Yeah, and he said he got jumped to the future.
All right. In 1943, they didn't have nothing different. Talking about space exploration to know anything
Yeah.
about radiation in space. For him to even say something about space, because we haven't took a trip or even elevated to space at
My
this
point
time in
exactly. Yeah.
1943. So it's something he know part of the plan, but he's predicting it out as an event or some type of freak of nature that happened to him. He's throwing wool over our eyes, but he's telling us the plan in the sand. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because even his talk, his rhetoric right now don't add up. 1943, when you talking about some space radiation, you don't know nothing about no fucking space radiation in 1943. You know what I'm saying? If you got
Yeah.
radiation, you thinking about bomb radiation or some shit like that. You ain't thinking about no space. Come on, dude. He just told on himself. You know what I'm saying?
He said he woke up in the future.
Yeah, but the future wouldn't even tell him nothing about, oh, you got space radiation. They,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Especially,
he said space radiation and it's different from nuclear radiation. So that means in 1943 they could have possibly had the technology to determine or make a distinction between space radiation and nuclear radiation.
we haven't even visited space yet, though,
My
brethren.
point exactly. Let's keep listening.
Were gone. They were just totally destroyed. And there was not that much left of Los Angeles as a functioning city. Long Beach, I don't recall whether it was still there or not, but I do recall that San Diego was totally gone because the loss of land began just slightly south of Los Angeles and went on inland on a rather ragged line, so that again approached the San Andreas Fault, which of course runs through the Salton Sea in the southern part of California on down into Mexico. At that point, roughly from Laguna Beach or someplace a little north of it, on down to the Salton Sea was all gone. It was underwater. The land was gone, and there was severe
I'm
changes.
sorry, maybe I'm an asshole. If you believe this bullshit, I don't know what to do for you.
Nowhere near as severe because they showed most of
No,
California.
we're examining it now.
We're examining
I mean,
fuckery.
hold on. This court. We are
No, it
examining.
seems to
Yeah,
me
of
that
course.
you're still believing it.
He didn't say that. He might.
No,
I don't
I-
personally believe it.
No,
I think
we
Wait
it's
a
are
hard
minute.
to tell, but
examining.
I said it seems to me. I didn't say a factual
Just mute your
statement.
mic, man. I mean, because we can't even hear the old
I
man talk.
apologize. Go ahead, bro.
We can't even hear the old man talk. We don't heard court standpoint.
Gone, most of Arizona gone, parts or greater parts of Nevada gone. None of that. But up north, there was severe damage in the Bay Area of Seattle. Portland, I don't recall specifically whether that was still there or not. Chicago was gone. The Great Lakes were now one lake. Speaking, of course, of the year which we finally found out what year we were in was 2137 AD.
They were in the year 21-7 AD. When he woke up, he jumped off a ship that was in Philadelphia, which people, they said, got stuck to the ship and all that. He was a part of that Philadelphia experiment. Him and his friend, they both jumped off the boat, ended up in a portal, floating from the energy that they were taking part in with the Philadelphia experiment. They jumped off the ship because it seemed like the ship was exploding. And they ended up in the year 2173. And he realized he was in a hospital room with a black. If you listen to what the man was said, it was a black. It was a it was a black nurse, and he said it wasn't too many of them. And he turned on the TV and was watching the TV and realized that something wasn't right. And then he found out all this information from watching TV, I guess, from his 2 weeks or so sitting there. And he realized the year he was in. He wasn't in 1943 anymore. He was in 2173 or 2137, some shit like that.
Experiment actually was not called that until its last years when the final test took place in the Philadelphia Harbor, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Originally, it was called the Project Invisibility. When you're going, most of Arizona going, parts north. And so a part that survived was on the Rocky Promontory, which is in the downtown area. South of that, there was a lot of damage, but apparently the damage from the earthquakes and whatever else had hit started at a point someplace between San Francisco and San Jose, as the San Andreas Fault comes in at that point. San Jose, as I remember, was missing. And as you went further south, there was sort of a ragged laws of land. When it got down to Los Angeles, shall we say, the cliff area of not San Mateo, the cliff area of the whole section on the beach from Malibu on south was missing. No cliffs, no apartment houses, no houses. The beaches were further inland, at least from what we thought they were originally. Downtown Los Angeles was essentially intact. It was built on a rocky area. The residential sections, other than the high hills of Altadena and some of the higher sections of Beverly Hills, were gone. They were just totally destroyed. And there was not that much left of Los Angeles as a functioning city. Long Beach, I don't recall whether it was still there or not, but I do recall that San Diego was totally gone because the loss of land began just slightly south of Los Angeles and went on inland on a rather ragged line, so that again approached the San Andreas Fault, which of course runs through the Salton Sea in the southern part of California, on down into Mexico. At that point, roughly from Laguna Beach or someplace a little north of it, on down to the Salton Sea was all gone. It was underwater, the land was gone, and there were severe changes, shall we say, in that area. Nothing as severe as the Gordon Michael Scallion map, nowhere near as severe, because he showed most of California going, most of Arizona going, parts or greater parts of Nevada going, none of that. But up north, there was severe damage in the Bay Area of Seattle. Portland, I don't recall specifically whether that was still there or not. Chicago was gone. The Great Lakes were now one lake. Speaking, of course, of the year which we finally found out what year we were in, was 2137 AD.
2137.
And the Mississippi had undergone drastic changes. It had become a very wide waterway, an inland estuary at the narrowest point about 30 miles wide. As you went on south to New Orleans, the whole sand strip and the whole sand spit where New Orleans once was gone, as was the city of New Orleans. And then we found out that there was a swath of land about 50 miles wide across the entire Gulf area, the entire Gulf Coast, which was underwater. So this meant all of the coastal cities were gone. That included Houston. It included El Paso, Texas, Corpus Christi, Texas. They were all underwater and gone. Most of the Texas north of that 50-mile swath was still there. Dallas, as I recall, was still intact. But the Mississippi problem was enormous because when it got down to the Gulf, it wasn't 30 miles wide anymore. It was over 100. And there was an attempt made, apparently successful, to build a bridge across the narrowest point of the new Mississippi which was 30 miles wide, and they did build what became the world's largest and longest suspension bridge across that point on the Mississippi that was still crossable. I asked other questions, like what about the East Coast? Well, the East Coast had some very strange changes. There was a large chunk of land missing from Georgia.
He said he asked a lot of questions. He never said anything about him asking any questions if he was listening to this interview. He said he woke up and he started describing things, right?
Right.
Right?
Right.
And then
Right. He never said.
and then if he was in Philadelphia when this happened, and Philadelphia supposed to be up on the water when he come back awake in 2137, where did he come awake at? In the middle of
Where did you wake up at?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Let's keep going. Let's keep going. We're gonna break this shit down at the end.
Was peculiarly hit in that the cities of Savannah were gone, the coastal cities were gone.
Savannah, Georgia was
Atlanta was
gone.
still there, but 3 miles approximately from the ocean front. And the cutout of land was rather jagged, pointing towards Atlanta, but then went back towards the coast. And as you go on up the coast towards New York,
Atlanta was the beach. Atlanta was a beach. Could you imagine going to Atlanta and it being a beach city like Jersey Shore or some shit like that? Let them keep going.
the losses were very strange, and they were sporadic, and they were not on a continuous thing. It was a jagged outline. Baltimore and Washington were gone. New York City was still there, and what was left of it, which was mostly the section above the battery on Manhattan Island, because it's solid rock, it remained. And the areas like Brooklyn and Queens were essentially gone and replaced by water, and most of Long Island was intact. New England, there's some missing land areas. And, as I said, Chicago was gone. Upstate New York had a very strange problem. The St. Lawrence River became an inland seaway and developed a lake which covered Albany, New York, a large saltwater lake. So there were a lot of strange changes in the United States. Canada, I did not pay any particular attention to. It didn't appear to have changed that much. Europe had drastic changes. In Europe, England was gone. Most, but not all, of Ireland was gone. The Highlands of Scotland were still alive and well, apparently. And in terms of the internal country and parts of Europe, as we know it now, quite a bit of it was underwater. Even parts of Switzerland were underwater. The mountains had dropped that far. What all had gone on in Europe, we don't really know. And the guys I asked the questions of couldn't really answer them correctly anyway, because they were not that familiar with it. The man I principally talked with was a hospital technician, quite intelligent. And during our stay there, he was the only black man we saw. He was a black medical technician.
The only black man I saw, the only person he could talk to. This is intriguing.
Very competent and educated. He was the only black person we saw in our entire stay in the year 2137. But there was still rail travel, land travel. I didn't ask about airlines travel. But I happened to ask what's the world population these days. And they said, oh, slightly over 300 million. And I looked at him and I said, world population? He said, yes, world population. So the U.S. is now down around 50 million or less. There's no government left acting on the face of the earth intact. They had all crumbled sometime between the period of 2000 and, as he told me, 2025. Martial law was set in almost all these areas. There was a combination of, and historically speaking, of a nuclear war, World War III, that was considered a rather brief World War III, but a lot of destruction, and then there was natural earth changes, which were more destructive than the war. Between all of those, there was a great loss of life, a loss of government, a loss of transportation, and of course with that you have starvation and other problems. And it went continually downhill from about 2003 is my guess. He didn't specify a date. He said the records were hazy, but it looked like 2004 approximately when things came apart. And at that point, he said what was left of the government under military control was attempting to rebuild the nation. And this was in 2137. He said it was well along to being rebuilt, but it was far from being completely rebuilt. And the destruction being replaced and over.
Now, if you brothers want to pause in between and question some of this, we can. Just say pause it. Tim, Noddy, Michelle.
Yeah, pause it real quick. I got a lot of shit. I hate to be the
Me
way.
too.
I
Me
hate
too.
to be the,
Go ahead,
I
Nitty.
hate to be the way I am.
This dude just said some major events happened between 2004 and
2003 and 2025. Yeah.
According to his timeline, all the governments are about to crumble. I don't believe that. I wish that was true.
But go back to the map. Pinch on knowledge channel on knowledge page right now, everyone, and look at this map. Okay. Now the map that's saying that California and Arizona and Nevada, California gone and Nevada and Arizona got a beach, but it's taking up half of the state of both states, right? Do you see where it's going over the majority of the half of the state of Nevada? Now, for water to be up and on the area that I'm looking at,
that means a nuclear bomb or something had to hit Los Angeles in a certain spot in order for that to be sure. In order for parts of Arizona and Nevada to be sure, that has to show a bomb happened off the West Coast, and on the East Coast, that could be earthquake.
No, let me give you my point.
If you look at it, I don't know.
No, it don't matter if a bomb, a nuclear bomb, or a flood happened. For a beach or water to run all the way up to the Lake Tahoe area, that's 6,000 feet elevation, bro, from the sea level.
Right.
Man,
I have the elevation.
If you flood, hold on. If you flood 6,000 feet up in Lake Tahoe area, the whole of America is flooded out, bro.
Yeah. He said Atlanta is a beach. So if Atlanta a beach, and we all know Atlanta is not the beach. It's not the coast. But Atlanta was the coast of the East Coast. Right.
Understand what I'm saying, knowledge. If you flood something that's 6,000 feet above sea elevation, that means the whole fucking land is flooded out, bro.
Tsunami. That's what MJ Gibbons just said. MJ, what's up? Welcome to the show.
Yeah, the water would just rush down. Wouldn't it just find its level down below? I mean, how would it stay flooded?
Yeah, it wouldn't wash out the whole land, right? It wouldn't wipe the whole land out.
Yeah, it'll wash the whole land down. If he can reach, if he can reach 6,000 feet
Florida, right? How can we explain Florida being decimated?
If it goes, if check this out. If in my house, I live in a 2-story house, and the water level comes up above my home, everything in that area is flooded above my home.
Yeah.
You understand? And then when it's gonna reciprocate, the water got to recess back. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna just stay 6,000 feet above sea level now.
Okay, let's say the water dissipates and it ends up to all that land being shoreland and sand now.
Well, it's gonna be going in and out, right?
Someone help me out. If someone can.
I mean, because I'm looking at the map. I'm trying to understand the map, and I'm understanding.
Go over there by Nevada. Go over there by Nevada right now.
Okay, I'm looking at Nevada. Half of Nevada is gone.
All right, go to like the far left corner up top.
Like towards Portland and Washington.
Right, that's where you're gonna see Lake Tahoe. All that water is over Lake Tahoe.
Don't look how it's split at the top. They're right there.
But that's supposed to be water still right there.
Yes, Truth Movement, yes.
and then
Is
land
open
on the other
forum
side.
tonight. Come on in.
Yeah. So what I saying, if the water gone up 6,000 feet high, there is no place in America that would not be flooded, bro. You understand what I say? If water
Yeah.
gets up 6,000 feet, it's gonna go inland that
I
much
mean,
further.
maybe in his timeline, some catastrophic event happened. Maybe several to get
Yeah.
it to the nature of
It could be several,
this.
like a domino
You,
effect.
Look at that
you know what
shit.
I
Look
mean?
at that shit. You
Something,
know, fucking way. I
Well,
can't
if you
see
look
the
at
water staying 6,000 feet above sea level, man. And then the little land around it is less than 6,000
and,
feet, and it's not flooded.
it's like you know how they always talking about the polar ice caps. You know, let's say that just increased the amount of water in the oceans throughout the world.
Right.
Now, with that being said, it would flood some of the lands that were real low. So I get what you're saying on that. So
6,000
with that
feet is
being,
the highest elevation of America, damn near. That's what I'm saying. You ain't gonna
so now
find
look
too
at
many places.
so now look at this map. Everything is gone. All them cities, the things that
Man, you wouldn't
in
have
them
no
times would be the
Texas.
great empires would be no more.
You wouldn't have no Texas. You wouldn't have no fetch in New Mexico. All that land there is flat land. It's at a certain elevation, about 3,000, 2,000 feet, not 6,000. If we looking at something flooded at 6,000 feet, anything under that 6,000 feet should be flooded out.
Mm.
Lake Tahoe is one of the biggest, highest elevations you can get to in America right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? If water
Yeah.
get up that high, look at where we at, or Texas or New Mexico. All that shit'll be flooded out. You understand? Because it's
Yeah.
Well,
lower than 6,000 feet.
just by looking at the map itself, it looks like Mexico it's gone.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, let's finish hearing what Al Bielek talking about.
Go ahead.
I have some ideas as to who it might be, but that gets into a little later part of the dissertation and discussion of what happened. I asked about the and at that point he said that what was left of the government under military control was attempting to rebuild the nation. And this was in 2137. They said it was well along to being rebuilt, but it was far from being completely rebuilt, and the destruction being replaced and over. So that was rather a strange interlude and rather a shock. Why we wound up there, I have no idea. It certainly was not our idea. And who, shall we say, engineered this little trip?
You never said where he was at, right?
Still unknown to me.
But he jumped off a ship in Philadelphia.
But that gets into a little later part of the dissertation and discussion of what happened. I asked about levels of science and technology. Oh, yes. He said nothing was lost during this whole period of the Earth destruction and the Earth upheavals and the war. So the reason we'll have computers.
See, he just talked of a war or something, or the Earth appeal. So when he said the Earth appeal, that means the Earth is different. When he said the Earth appeal, you get what I'm saying? And then he said war. So there was another war that happened.
We have TV. We have all kinds of communications. I didn't ask him about space travel or what was going on in terms of what was once NASA. Didn't think to ask him about that because I was, shall we say, preoccupied with the otherwise.
How did he know about NASA if NASA was created in 1957 and he got down, woke up, or passed out in 1943?
He said what was once NASA.
Oh, he's telling on himself right there. He's telling a lie with truth.
Yeah, cause he wouldn't know nothing about
NASA was
NASA.
created in 1957. Yeah.
One
The
is
fuck he know
NASA.
about NASA if
To even
he
say something about
passed out
NASA.
and woke up somewhere in 1943 and woke up in 2037?
But catch it,
That's
NASA, space, radiation. He full of shit, bro. That dude.
I'm tempted to agree. It's like, what exactly is his story here? He time traveled and came back and told us what he saw on TV. Is that what he's saying?
Here we go.
And
I'm going to jump through it now. I'm going to jump ahead a little bit.
You made the disk and left it there. Stated very clearly. Computer, after setting down certain parameters. There's no data given as to whether or not there had been any such. Go out on one of these excursions. It was a big party. The rail was much wider than our current rail system, perhaps 2 to 2.5 times wider to accommodate a much larger car, much wider. And with that, of course, they had literally rolling dining rooms, rolling ballrooms. They could have a great time.
We're talking about a light rail that had rooms in it. Okay, that's fucking train. Train what?
If you weren't required to work, which no one was required to, other than their social obligation, which was well inculcated into the kids.
So he said in the future, no one was obligated to work unless they wanted to, including children. Listen to that shit. Some weird shit.
say it again. Say it again.
No one was obligated to work unless they wanted to. Listen to what he's saying. Listen, Nadi. Listen real good.
Remedial or otherwise had to be done was done. And that was compulsory. That was not voluntary. If you were called in because you had gone outside the yellow zone into what is called the red zone, which is basically what you would today call a felony offense, you were immediately called in for an interview. You were examined, looked at, talked to, and if the computer at that point thought that you were rehabilitable, that you could learn again to be sociable and within the social bounds of normalcy, you would give
Computers judging.
If the computer
There's no actual person with a consciousness that's judging what happens to you. It's a computer.
Now, there are other people.
Yeah, they do that.
Artificial intelligence done advanced ahead of us and are controlling us. Listen to them.
Go live somewhere else. Go out in the boonies if you want. Live as a hermit. We don't care. And many did. I do not know what percentage. I was told that quite a lot of people had left the cities and gone out in the boondocks. Whether they formed communities or not, I never did find out. The technology was so advanced on that you had for transportation within the city what they called accelerons. Consider it very much like a moving walkway as we have today, except that when you got on it, you could literally jump ahead and move in a form of suspended gravity at a very high rate of speed along this beltway. And when you got to a point where you wanted to get off, you just literally jumped off. And the kids loved to play with this sort of toy. They considered it a toy. And there's to some extent the was getting in the way, but to them it was great fun. As these accelerons went across, even in the sky cities, across open spaces.
Now you heard what he said an acceleron was, right? He said you step on it and it rides you where you need to go. Now, I done been to some aquariums, and if you ever been to an aquarium, they got like this little sidewalk thing you step on, and it rides you around the whole little observation, and then you hop off of it. So he was describing something of that nature to me. But man, this guy's full of bullshit though, because if you listen to it, you can see how some of the stuff he's saying is conflicting.
Yeah, he does it very subtle.
In the interior of the city structure, there was a fairly large open space. Eventually, I got my turn to talk with the computer.
The computer, which is the supreme consciousness
system.
and controlling all the
Chose, I
society
don't know.
in the city he's in.
But it was a fact that one of those computer installations, though independent, was tied together on a network not known by most of the city dwellers, which included every city on the planet. So that there was a cohesion between the computers, cooperation, and generally they kept track of each other. I spent almost 2 years in this very large complex. I traveled around a lot. One of the other things was, yes, there were railroads, but they had changed a lot. They were now for the purpose of excursion, having fun.
Okay. Tim, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Nah,
Yeah, it
you
sounds
still
like
Miss L. He said
Yeah.
he said for 2 years he dealt with some computers that were trying to take over the world and trying to make society the way they thought was proper.
Yeah, but he said he was only there for 4 weeks earlier, though.
it sounds like some old guy trying to make some money off of predictions that are in the near but not too far future that everyone's interested in and wants to hear about what he learned from
But
the
see,
future.
the crazy thing about this, if you look up Al Bielek, like if you listen to it, his name is not Al Bielek, it's something different. Like he actually, it's like an alternate self of him. His friend was actually him. This is some deep shit, man.
You say what?
Yeah. You guys got to listen to the whole interview.
And go out on one of these excursions. It was a big party. The rail was much wider than our current rail system, perhaps 2 to 2.5 times wider to accommodate a much larger car, much wider. And with
He
that,
was so much
you
himself from the
had
future.
literally
Listen.
rolling dining rooms, rolling ballrooms. I could have a great time and great fun, literally traveling from one city to the other with no other purpose other than having fun and taking a trip somewhere. If you weren't required to work, which no one was required to, other than their social obligation, which was well inculcated into the kids, that you had an obligation to contribute to society, to pay for what you have been using and had inherited, for which no money was involved. A sort of credit system was still functional, but otherwise, except for fairly large credit purchases, if that is the right term, they didn't really keep track of very much. It was considered quite free as long as you were able to make some contributions and nobody overloaded the system with demands. That happened very seldom, that there was an overloaded demand for goods and services. So as a result of that, there was very little abuse of the system. Now, in this period of time, talking with many people, making friends, I had a number of questions. Who built this computer system? That was my first and foremost question. Who maintains it? What happens when it breaks down? Very common questions.
Now, when he asked that question about the computer, who built this? Who made this? Like, why are these computers controlling people that want to dwell in these cities? If they don't want to dwell, then the computer say, fine, well, you can go ahead and just scavenge in the wastelands. Don't this sound like some Matrix type shit?
Sounds like some acid. Let me turn my mic down.
It's wild, bro. It's wild.
Sounds like he's been reading a lot of science fiction and is telling his own stories in the guise of him having gone to the future. And it's interesting. I'm not knocking. I mean, maybe it's true. I don't know. But I just think it's odd that the government is able to time travel supposedly, yet they can't.
Decoding this bullshit live.
What's that?
We decoding this bullshit live, bro.
I mean, the government can't do anything. That's why they have to take away our guns and take away our free speech. They're not God. And so I don't know. And he
But-
also said that the governments were all disbanded in the next couple years here.
Yeah, computers running. Yeah, computers are running everything. Artificial.
He said there was no money, only credit.
Yeah.
He also said it was a World War III. It was short, but it was
Yeah.
a World War III.
Yeah, he said it was a World War III.
And we might have one of those on the horizon here with Iran and the Middle East situation.
About the cities who maintains the computers. It's rather hard to answer and get an answer to. No one really knew much about the history of the construction of the city or how it ran, other than the computer. And you couldn't request an interview. You couldn't request to go in and ask questions. If there was something up, well, okay, come on in. But understanding, of course, that this was a highly radioactive device, as a radioactive crystalline structure, you had to wear the equivalent of a lead suit, a radiation suit, much like NASA has today, except there was some lead material added to make sure that you were not affected by the hard radiation. So you can go in and have an interview and ask a lot of questions. And I did more than once. I got some answers. I would say they were always satisfactory. But I did find out eventually that a number of interesting things. While there was no longer a military, I'm speaking of the 28th century, in any of the city structures and any of the data information of this computer complex, but they did interconnect, did just like an email net or another computer complex. There were a lot of people on the line.
Did you say the 28th century? Go back, knowledge. Did he say the 28th century?
Computers communicated with each other was unknown. But it did make, the one I told him, it did make a number of interesting statements over a period of time. They had been around for about 250 years in this format and this system. There was no one to do any maintenance. Apparently there was no maintenance as such. If one of them broke down, it was simply replaced. But I wasn't
They
satisfied.
got it like
with some
that.
of
They
these
say
answers.
one breakdown is simply
I
replaced.
started looking further.
Hold on. Did y'all just hear the last couple?
And all of a sudden I got an invite to come to
Yo,
this
he said the 28th century. The man said the 28th century. The man said gone for 250 years. But he in 2137. I mean, that just not a lot, not being in parallel with each other. A lot of shit is vertical and horizontal in this story, you know?
He said everything was ran by artificial intelligence.
Hey, you ever seen that movie?
Even people that's running the laws in these lands.
No, he said it was no government, it was no army, it wasn't none of that.
It was a computer. It was a computer.
You
He
seen
said
that movie?
he said he requested an interview with the computer.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Yeah. If you had if you had a certain amount of felonies, which they would call red lines or red lights, he said, some shit like that. It would be red.
It sounded like he was asking permission, though.
Permission, yeah.
Permission, I guess.
Right. From who?
But they didn't explain what the slavery side was, right? He was explaining all the good shit, but he didn't explain none of the bad.
And he asked who wrote the computer program, and he never said what the answer was.
Yeah.
You remember that that movie? It was like the end of the world. It was a sequel to damn, what's his name?
Man, I be thinking Escape from New York. With Russell. What's his name? He played Snake. What's that movie, man? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Escape from LA and Escape from New York.
Yeah, you
right
think?
there.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. No, you remember that movie? It supposed to have been a sequel to Willy Wonka when they in the train.
Oh, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Yeah. No, the Snow Crowd. The Snow.
Yeah,
Snow,
No
snow,
something. Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer.
That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. It sounded like he was giving a description of that movie right there, you know.
What?
Oh,
Yeah, when they was on the train and everything, the train was riding around, and the train was the transporter to it. They had it was a bigger train where they were living in it.
And
He
they
had
can
a
get off, and they've been different spots, different
man,
environments. See, that
man,
makes me think of shit like that movie with Justin Timberlake, In Time.
in time, yeah, that
You
one,
remember In Time?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
the poor parts, you see how it looked, and then it went to the rich parts, and all them people had all the time in the world, right?
yeah. You're right,
Oh my goodness.
So they depicting all these things in a movie straight to us, and he come in with a movie chat.
You guys want to keep going?
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
we decoding it. Let's keep going. Let's see what you talking about.
A human group, which I did. And then I found the answers to all of my questions. All of the questions I
He said he found the
had
answer
in
to all
mind,
his
they were
questions.
able to answer. Number one, who built the computer system? Well, they said they did. And the project was started about 2600 AD. And it was basically an experimental system for the purpose of seeing if they could run an entire civilization by computer. And also
Oh,
full socialization.
2600
Who's they?
AD, and they wanted to see if they can run a whole civilization by a computer.
Wait,
Don't that
who-
sound like some
who-
Matrix
who's he
type
talking
shit? It sounds like he depicting some shit that's going on now when he say some shit like that.
Well, how
Quantum
is
computers?
Who's they?
and how the hell
Yeah,
is he
who
talking
is
about
they?
2600? The computer was
He
made
never
in
did say who
26.
they was, did he?
How is the computer made
No,
in
he did. He
2600?
said it. But it was very.
How is the computer made in 2600 AD, the man? But he talking about he's only in 2137 AD.
Yeah. He's talking about what happened in the past. He's talking about how the computers came to
He
rule
said that computer.
everything.
He said that computer was built in
Yeah, so shit,
2600.
that was thousands of years ago.
I'm
No,
starting to think this guy's a government
AD.
He's
predictive
stuck in a
radar.
reality of
No,
what
no,
things
no,
are going
no.
on around him with a
This is.
history of its own. You get what I'm saying?
I might be
It's not the
wrong.
history we know today or the
The
knowledge.
man said 2600 AD.
Yeah. So that would be the year 2600. We
Yeah,
right now are in the year 2000. What?
19.
2019.
That's
So
600 years from now,
he
bro.
is in the year 2600.
No, he's in 2137. Remember?
Yeah.
That's
So
still 500 years from where he's supposed to be at right now. There's too much time. Look, if he's in 2137 and he talking about some shit, the computers was built in 2600 to 27th century, man, that's not adding up. He's 600 years ahead
let's
of.
rewind that back. Hold on. Let me rewind that back. Let's hear that part again.
That guy confused.
He said who?
Was an overloaded of demand for goods and services. So as a result of that, there was very little abuse of the system. Now, in this period of time, talking with many people, making friends, I had a number of questions. Who built this computer system? That was my first and foremost question. Changed it. When I was doing a breakdown the questions. No common answer, and very much uncommon answers. First question about the cities, who built them, who maintains them, who maintains the computers. So what answer I get an answer to. No one really knew much about the history of the construction of the city or how it ran, other than the computer And you couldn't request an interview. You couldn't request to go in and ask questions. If it wasn't busy with something else, okay, come on in. But understanding, of course, that this was a highly radioactive device, there's a radioactive crystalline structure, you had to wear the equivalent of a lead suit, a radiation suit, much like NASA has today.
So crystal
Except there was some
power,
light material added to make sure that you were
the
not
computer.
affected by the hard radiation. So you could go in and have an interview and ask a lot of questions. And I did more than once. I got some answers. I would say they were always satisfactory. But I did find out eventually that a number of interesting things. While there was no longer a military, now I'm speaking of the 28th century, in any of the city structures.
So 28th century, I want to pause it right there. We're going to break this video down. 28th century.
28th century. That's 2,800.
So right now we're living in the 21st century. So that'd be year what?
2,700.
2,700. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's saying 100 years before the computers got the intelligence to overtake humans. But see, that just shows artificial intelligence. Once you start programming these algorithms with these computers and things and having them think they're smart, you know, just because
What time is he supposed to be in right
they
now?
get a mind of their own.
What time he supposed to be in right now?
What? He should still be in the year, what? 3127, right, y'all?
2137.
I thought he said 3127.
Can anyone else catch what he said? I thought he said 21.
I think it was 31.
Oh, 31. Okay.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's years ahead.
So he gone
Some
2,000
shit
years.
that happened before.
He gone 1,000 years ahead.
That's us, like the time gap he's describing is like us and dinosaurs. You get what I'm saying? That is wild. He's describing a technology gap between us and dinosaurs, and he's doing it by making a distinction between him and computers becoming more advanced than us. So when he was talking about that, he was, like you said, a fucking bullet train or escalator or everything that could carry a bunch of people and let them off certain parts of areas they need to be at. Because he said the kids will play on it. So could you imagine trying to keep up with a kid in them times? But you are adjusted to that time. So in the Hebrew Bible, they said God, 1,000 years is one day to him. So if we live in a faster pace of time and more advanced civilization, what would it be like? Will we perceive things different? Now, I'm gonna keep playing this.
Complex, because they did interconnect. It did, just like an email net or another computer complex. There were a lot of people on the line getting information and taking information. The aspect of how these computers communicated with each other was unknown. But it did make the one I talked with make a number of interesting statements.
How the computers communicated wasn't unknown. It was because the computers had one single consciousness. If anyone seen that movie on Netflix, if anyone got Netflix, I Am Mother, it shows how one consciousness, one program could spread among many devices and still have that same personality in each individual device, which would create an influence upon the user reacting to that individual device, but it will be the same experience. That's wild. But check out that movie, I Am Mother. You got to check it out. Let me keep going.
Experiment actually was not called that until it's, I would say, the row is satisfactory. But I did find out eventually that a number of interesting things. While there was no longer a military, now speaking of the 28th century, in any of the city structures and any of the data information of this computer complex, but they did interconnect, did just like an email net or another computer complex. There were a lot of people on the line giving information and taking information.
He said a lot of people online getting information and taking information. So he didn't know what cell phones were. So it shows you there he couldn't explain cell phones. So that shows some deception there. If any one of you brothers want to chime in, you can.
You said it was that he traveled to 3147.
No, 3127.
Or 3127.
And then he got visions of the year 2600. Right? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Like, you fall off a fucking ship, you goddamn end up in 1 year, start dreaming about another year. You don't know what the fuck going on. Like, you get what I'm saying? It's some wild shit. I'm gonna keep going. Listen.
Oh, well, you know, I was about to say that I thought you said 3147 because that's actually a pharmaceutical pill. It's a red pill.
No, yeah, he said 3127.
Okay.
Now you're talking about how the computers took over everything.
There were a lot of people on
The line. So I'm figuring he was speaking in reference to a signal, a Wi-Fi, a connection that connects all us, like speaking through devices, right?
Communicated with each other was unknown. But it did make, the one I talked with did make a number of interesting statements over a period of time. They have been around for about 250 years in this format. And this
the computers he would go talk to and ask questions to has been around for over 200 years. That's what I had to stop it right there. These computers he was talking to has been around for 200 years. And they know the knowledge of the world. Tim, Court, Nadi.
Wow.
I don't believe this guy, to be honest. Maybe he's onto something.
It's intriguing, though. It's intriguing, though, right?
It's intriguing, and I think he's put a lot of thought into the story and how it would play out. And I think that it's worth hearing him out, but I just don't take it as facts. I mean, I could tell you guys that I time traveled and found out all this crazy stuff, and you would say, Tim, you're crazy.
We got to break down things he's saying. And you done heard a lot of shit he done said, Tim. So,
right.
Go ahead and tell me your ideas about some of the shit he done said so far.
First off, the time travel. It's all based on the premise that he time traveled and he gathered all this knowledge through his voyages through space and time. And I just don't believe in that. And I don't think the government has that capability. So first off, I'd turn it to you guys. Do you think that that's possible and that the government's time traveling?
Nope.
Well, no, I wouldn't say our government will be working on something like that. Nah.
As if they was time traveling,
that'd be a world collective. That'd be something the whole world would want to put in on it. And it'd be so many sanctions and all kinds of stuff. Like it would be something out of this world, and they would hide the program by a code name, you know.
And
and made possible.
they always say time travel. If you go in time, back in time, or any of them things with the knowledge, you don't want to do anything different because it will cause a ripple. Then you have a movie like John Carter of Mars, that was
Yeah.
time traveling. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of Einstein theory bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Fuckery, bro. It's fuckery.
Well, the one thing I noticed is that he didn't sound concerned, or nothing was shocking to him.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
everything he said,
He just talking so relaxed, like he didn't remember that shit like it was yesterday. He's telling me
Mhm.
something. Oh.
Like he didn't point
He,
nothing out
he
that was
say he
very,
woke
very
up.
shocking.
He say he woke up one day and wanted to tell the story to the world.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
System. There was no one to
yeah,
do any
he said
maintenance.
shit.
Apparently, there was no maintenance as such.
There was
It
no
wasn't
maintenance
broke
for
down or
these
simply
computers.
replaced.
These computers was that
I
damn
wasn't
advanced.
satisfied with some of these answers. I
He
started
was
looking further.
satisfied with some of the
Didn't
answers.
find much for a while. Then all of a
You
sudden,
know
I
what?
got an invite.
Let's get close to the
It noted
end.
the generalship was superb in the south with Georgia Tech on the Mars. But since then, I found out that the Wurzburg Trust at its peak, which was to the official U.S. Air Force. Duncan became so dismayed by all of this.
Duncan was his best
Obviously,
friend.
we learned in this
Remember,
century that
listen to
if there's
this.
no
Hold
competitive
on,
spirit,
pause
if
it.
there is no
Remember, Duncan was his best friend. On press play.
desire to succeed, if there's no pressure on an individual to learn to do something constructive, to succeed, to help build some little corner or brick or two in our civilization, without that pressure, people don't do anything. And if you suddenly wind up in a situation where all of your needs and wants are granted for free and you don't have to go out and work for them, you don't have to do something to go get them, you don't have to cut down trees, go out and skin animals for their furs to survive, but suddenly everything is handed to you on a silver platter. Yeah, at first it seems great and will work for a while, but after a period of time, it's going to fall apart. And I think they were at the point where they were beginning to realize that this was going to happen. Now, from that point, after nearly 2 years, I was told I had to go back. I said, go back where? What for? It says, well, you came out of the past and there are certain problems back there that weren't resolved and you have to go back and solve them.
Whoa, did y'all just hear that shit?
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Now he got to go back to the past to solve certain problems because they didn't resolve them.
So how he solved it? By telling us this story?
Good point. Good point.
They sent the wrong dummy. They sent the wrong dummy back, right?
Remember my involvement with Philadelphia experiment. That was brainwash number one, if you will. And the lama, the local one, kept insisting you must go back. I said, I don't want to. He says, you will go back. I did. But before I left, during that 2-year period, I met somebody. We became a very close companion. He happened to be a tour guide because there were a lot of tours in those days. And tour guides, of course, were necessary to take people around and show them the sights and show them some of the old cities. New York City was a museum, if you will, as were some of the old cities in the 20th century, those that survived. And they made very nice museums out of them. New York was sort of the model to show how people lived in the 20th century.
Downtown Manhattan.
I did go on that tour. A great deal of it was still intact. Most of Manhattan, not all of it. Brooklyn and Queens were essentially destroyed, and they didn't make any attempt to rebuild it because the destruction was too heavy. But the concrete and steel of New York, of Manhattan, and some of the other buildings adjacent to Manhattan survived. And what little damage there was repaired, and they made a very nice museum of it. You can go through it and tour it, see the underground subway systems. I don't think they were up, as I remember, they were not operational, but everything was there. Made a very interesting review of history.
So now he's seen when they were putting in subways and everything for New York, but then he's seen the damage of New York and how they turned New York City into a museum. Now, could you imagine downtown Manhattan being a museum? Anyone on the panel can answer that?
No, it doesn't make much sense to me. I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, it sounds crazy as hell. So, if you guys want, we can keep going, or we can come to a conclusion.
Is this guy named
I
Kurt
mean,
Russell?
because a lot of people done
Eh?
took the things he said in this video in high regard.
Is his
So-
name Kurt Russell?
No.
I know I'm just one person. I vote that we keep building, but I don't think this. This guy seems crazy to me. Not
Yeah, man. Yeah,
opportunistic, like he's playing off people's
yeah,
wanting
Yeah.
something going to happen, and
yeah.
I mean-
And again, it sounds like that elite 2025 program. You know what I'm saying? Remember when it was
and it
supposed
was
to be
crazy how he
2020?
talked about in description about something that happened from 2020 to 2025. And it was a lot of speculation about 2012 and a lot of shit was gonna happen, or in the year 2000, they had that Y2K shit going on, and nothing really happened, but events did happen simultaneously. But I don't know. What if it could be telling us something, but we don't see it because they couldn't explain it to us the way
They want to. That's what I was trying to tell you, though. Everything he's saying sounds like that 2020, that 2020 or that 2025 plan. What they call that shit, Tim Truth? Would they get together, Bilderberg and all of that, get together and have them the meeting, the Bilderberg?
yeah,
Remember?
Bilderberg, Bohemian Grove, Club of Rome. There's all these different elitist.
But remember the big times meet up in like Canada and shit, like this big business. Remember, that crazy dude that used to do the YouTube,
Alex Jones.
yeah, remember he went to one of their meetings up there in Canada that they was high.
That was the Bohemian Grove.
No, that's in California.
Oh, you're right.
This one was where they all get together and have supposed to talk about economics and shit like that. Damn, what's the name of that big group? It's a they get together every year, man. They pull up in their limos and they go inside the building, and it's only certain people allowed in there. And I think he had a guy that was undercover that went in there. Well, anyway, they came out with the plan, and the plan is exactly what this guy is saying: from 2020 to 2025, big change. But see, the division of different states is this new ID Act that's supposed to come in next year. That's the beginning of what he's talking about. If you can kind of vibes it in that site, you know what I'm saying?
ID is an identification card.
Yeah, you know the new ID is supposed to come in where you only have provision for your state. So you can't really leave that state to another state for any provision.
Sounds like hell.
Those are real ID, right? Real ID or something?
Got some feedback. I only got no one.
There we go. I
Okay,
cleared.
okay. What you say? No, Mister.
No, like in Nevada right here, it's called a real ID.
Yeah,
It's
the
not
real
a,
ID. Yeah. But see that real idea is being implemented where when they get ready to put a border for each state down, you won't be able to leave your state because your state only has enough provisions for you.
yeah.
You know what I'm
It's setting
saying?
you up to stay there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Mm.
The government's getting out of control.
Damn.
I'm finna look this shit up. What I talking about?
They're passing so many gun laws to take away people's right to self-defense.
Go ahead, Tim. Go ahead and expound on that conversation, brother.
Yeah, sure thing. They're passing, the Second Amendment says that the government can't pass any laws to infringe on people's right to keep and bear arms, yet they do everything they can to skirt around it. And right now they're making everyone register their guns. And why do they have people register their guns? It's because they're going to come along later and confiscate it, and they want to have a big list of everybody to go knock on their doors. And it's infuriating to me. Basically they ruin everything that's good about this country and replace it with cheat, which is the tyranny, and the big companies are complicit, and they make it even worse. I mean,
Yeah.
Google controls our mind, and the government controls our body. That's how I look at it.
Agenda 21. That's what I was talking about.
Mm. That that has something to do with the housing projects too.
What, the Agenda 21?
Yeah.
Yeah, but remember they changed it from 2020 to 2030.
Yeah, there's also Agenda 2030.
Yeah, they changed the Agenda 21 from 2020 because the elites knew that it wouldn't be ideal to
That's
make
because
it
they
by
gotta have them like G1 and G2 summits every year. Them
Yeah,
little
that's what it's
summits.
called. G2 summit, the G summits. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking
Oh,
about
they're doing
right there.
G20 right now as we speak.
So you get what I'm saying? Because goddamn Trump went to the goddamn Japan the other day. In China. He over there right now. You get what I'm saying?
To do what?
Why listen. Why you think they're gonna fly his ass all the way over there to Asia when you got a political debate going on between the opposing party, and it is the most in history. You got 20 Democrats and 6 of them are women. 6, 7 of them are women. And you fly over, like, I don't know. I'm just saying, I be looking at things, I try to put it together. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, all these governments are working together against all the good people of the world, and that's what they're doing right now in Japan. G20. They're going to basically come up
The
with all the
summit.
ways that they can
The little
tax us,
summit.
disarm us, like the climate tax. Like it's the people's fault that we
Oil tax,
right,
trading tax.
gun tax,
That's right. You got them ordering some shit
breeding
from
tax,
China.
free speech tax.
It might go from what 95 cents to $2. Shit jump like that, like gas prices, boy. It's crazy.
We're gonna start paying for air.
It's disgusting the way that they think
No, they got air in a can now. Speaking of that, they got air in a motherfucking can. $500 for some air from Fiji, Japan. You want to get some of that Fiji goddamn air?
And
$500.
they talk about how bad Nazi Germany was because of the concentration camps and the extermination camps. And yeah, that is bad, obviously. But look at the United States. We have like 1.5 million people in jail right now. Does the panel think that 1.5 million? There's 1.5.
That's because prisons are institution. That's why
The
we call
most.
prisons.
And the legal system is rigged. I mean, and the police are corrupt.
And that's why
And
wealthy people invest in that, because they know people are going to get arrested. So if people are going to get arrested,
Corporation.
you got these places where we can place them. Yeah, I'm going to put money in it. And that's what they're doing. And so now they encourage the other people and the opposing parties to goddamn go ahead and be a cop, which they are scared as hell. And then when they get put in situations, you get put like this, and then you get innocent brothers not in jail. They go in jail, and these judges misjudge them wrong, and they get put in
And the cops
fucking
play
prisons and get sentences and stuff. And then you look at these motherfuckers and you're like, man, that motherfucker, wow. But you don't know what the motherfucker been through, because just because the way they fell in the system, the next motherfucker gonna judge them. And the judge, that's what they do, they judge. At the end of the day, you can be like, that was a nice ass judge, but he judged your ass.
I don't have a problem with people judging each other. The problem that I have with the judges is that they get to impose punishments. You know,
That's because they get to superimpose it. Like
exactly.
you said, they get to impose it. They get to superimpose that shit. You can goddamn arrest that motherfucker right now and say, oh man, I think he's guilty. And then that judge can superimpose that verdict. Yeah, he's guilty. Well, you know what? Kill him or let him do 30 years. You get what I'm saying?
Well, the good news is people are waking up, and we're seeing through the illusion. They're saying that it's harder than ever for them to hire police officers because they're such a hated group of people. And of course, they always spin it with the public relations, right? They're like, "Oh, well, it's because they don't want to be under the."
And you know they got them motherfuckers doing 10-hour shifts. Yo, I'm serious. A cop will actually tell you, man, this motherfucker got me doing 10-hour shifts. I'm ready to go home just like you. But they got to respond to a call. Like, shit is wild.
Yeah, they're also out there giving needless tickets to people for stupid things and planting evidence.
Like I said, they got to do a 10-hour shift. At any job, they got to goddamn do their job right. You know, I don't want to be a cop. But them
me neither. And
they gotta do what the fuck they gotta do. You get what I'm saying? They gotta reach certain quotas or something.
Yeah, yep. Quotas. And I have no respect for somebody just because they're a cop. They have to earn my respect.
I don't have no respect for that shit neither. But I'm just saying in general. You know what I'm saying? They doing a job.
It's like
just like if
teachers, like teachers deserve respect, and it's like, well, they're just brainwashing all the kids and can't see that what they're teaching is obviously wrong. So you want me to bow down to them? No, thank you. You want me to pay them more?
They should have a.
Some people see shit as wrong and they goddamn indulge into it because they get infatuated with it. Like if goddamn motherfuckers ain't glorify Young Jeezy and goddamn him rapping about his songs, talking about selling them fucking bricks and blocks, and you got Gucci Man goddamn coming in talking about all white bricks. Motherfuckers wouldn't glorify that shit. You get what I'm saying? They don't see the detrimental side of that. They don't see how people die behind it, but they glorify that for the sense of purpose.
To sell.
People do that shit, man. It's serious.
Cops should have.
Cops do that for a sense of purpose. Now they got a sense of purpose. They feel like they got some authority over you. They could have went through all kinds of shit in their upbringing.
It's the training,
and they let that shit out on you. Yep, it's the training. They train them to channel that shit. And now when they interact in that shit in real time, it's fucking different from the academy. The academy don't teach you how to act in real life. It gives you an idea. Oh, if this person doing this and that person doing that, what you supposed to react and how you supposed to do that.
You can't
in real life, what you gonna do? You know what happened fucking with Rodney King riots. Man, shit is real.
I was there.
Well, what I've been learning about, which I take some comfort in, although I don't think it's really ever enforced, is that the Department of Justice has made it clear on their website about deprivation of rights under the color of the law. So the U.S. Code makes it a very severe penalty if anybody under the color of any law or ordinance deprives somebody of their constitutional rights, and they can be fined or imprisoned. So I think we should use that. I'm talking about the NSA who's spying on everything we do, every call we make, every text we send, every email we send. Everyone involved is committing a crime, and they should pay. And every police officer who goes and confiscates guns, every legislator who passes laws that go against our rights. There's so many corrupt people in government, and we need to start holding them accountable. That's what I'm trying to do.
For real. These cops, they should have they should have registers in their cars. All they do is collect money. At the end of the month, these cops are always trying to catch up to their quotas. The last week, I see all these cops ready to pull over people from the morning to late at night.
And where were they about 9/11? Why didn't they ever solve any real problems?
Right.
So I'm gonna ask you this, because 9/11, we could have never predicted that, but you think it could have been stopped? We could have stopped.
It could have been stopped.
We could have stopped the direction of them planes crashing and into the Trade Center.
I used to think they're planes.
Well, it's a no-fly zone.
No, okay, but I'm saying we could have stopped that whole incident.
It's not about stopping. That's the whole problem. Everyone's talking about like we need to stop crimes.
No, I mean, but I'm trying to understand that perspective, because you brought that at hand. So
these guys are professional investigators. They should be able to tell that the buildings collapsed in a way that's inconsistent with being hit by a plane. And if you watch the video, the planes just fuse into the building. It's clearly CGI, and there were bombs in the building. And
well, I was in the 7th grade when it happened, and I seen the shit live on TV, and the shit looked real as hell. And it ain't look like no CGI. And I got a good eye with that because I edit videos. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it was very traumatic, and I think that played in there.
I mean, the images where it crashed into it, that was actual footage of a random person, and that shit went viral. This was before YouTube and all that, man. That shit went viral, bro. I remember that shit.
This was one of the biggest planned events in the history, and look at everything that they rolled out, the Patriot Act and all the global surveillance that they rolled out afterwards. It was
2001.
They had all of these eyewitnesses ready to go. They had all the footage ready to go. You can find footage of the airplane popping out the other side because they made a mistake in the live editing. I don't know. I think maybe you can pull up.
I mean, like I said, I remember because we was pushing a TV. You know, this was
2001.
Yeah, 2001. I went to Coolwood Elementary. Coolwood Middle. I went to Coolwood Middle. So we pushing these big ass fucking TVs and shit. We pushing back to the library. The library put us on lockdown because they said some shit done happened. The news popped up, said every school's on lockdown in my fucking city. And the president was just that morning, well, the day before, they said the president was going to Florida and he was going to meet with some kids and all that and read a book and all that shit.
Yeah, and at the time, especially because I was a kid, I was younger than you, and
I'm 31.
I'm 27, I think, and
you 27. You think? Hold on, see, here comes that weird shit. Don't. What you mean? You think
I was born on. I don't want to say my birthday, but it was at the end of.
Oh my goodness, man! See, here comes the shit like Court. You don't want to be too transparent. I mean, I ain't trying to. I'm not trying to figure out who you is to hunt you, bro. We sitting right here building, bro. I don't care when the fuck you was born. I mean, but if you don't want to say it, don't say it. Don't be like, well, you know. I mean, goddamn.
I would just recommend people not
What
tell
the fuck, bro? Come on now. I'm not
Lindsay.
worried about you, Tim. I'm not worried about where you stay or none of that shit, bro.
I'm not concerned about you doxing me. I just
I mean,
Lindsay.
and my channel is not a big channel, man.
Well,
Bro.
what difference does it make if I'm 27 or 28? It's one of those.
Lindsay, you just showed his age.
We were talking
I
about.
want to get back to the
We
point.
were talking about dates when occurrences happened. We're speaking in reference to I was fucking in the goddamn 7th grade going to the 8th grade.
And I was in elementary.
2001.
I believe
So
my
that's
teachers
what I'm speaking on.
And it looked like the plane hit the tower at the time, but then again, I trusted my eyes. My eyes couldn't yet see.
Do you
Well,
remember
the TV
when
actually.
that
I'm
event
reflecting
happened?
upon it. I've watched all the
Do
footage.
you remember when that event happened?
Yes.
How old were you? What grade were you?
I don't. I think like 3rd grade or 4th grade or so. I couldn't say exactly. I can't recall.
Now y'all make me feel old, man. I was smoking weed, buying liquor.
Man, I was in middle school, man. I was in middle school when that happened.
I'm 42.
For real. Hey, The Rock was on top of the world.
Oh yeah.
Fuck that
Okay.
shit.
Okay.
Wayne
Ms.
Johnson.
Ariel, he wasn't in school when that happened.
No.
Yeah, Ms. Ariel made me feel good. Yeah, Ms. Ariel, me and you the same mood.
Hey Tim, trust your eyes. It's the TV that lie to you.
Yeah, the TV.
The TV
Yeah, television.
Your eyes didn't lie to you. The TV did.
Yeah, the television. That's true.
Well, I'm a little concerned that Knowledge Uprising thinks that planes brought down the tower. Do you think there were bombs in there as well? I mean, look at how they fell. It's not
I
consistent.
didn't say that. I think there were bombs or nothing. Don't.
What you think?
What do you think happened then?
Well, like I said,
Uh-huh.
I was at school. I was at my middle school that day when that shit happened. They put us on lockdown. The news came on TV and we was watching it and they were talking. There was reporters out there, and next thing you know, they were off in the distance, and you seen some goddamn something crashed into the fucking buildings, and them buildings fucking started smoking, and that's when they got into them cameras where they showed a more distinctive view. But before that, it's like they were on the island, you know, looking at Manhattan. You get what I'm saying? Man, I remember that shit because we was pushing a fucking TV on a cart.
Yeah, I know. You're saying you
fucking middle school. I remember that shit.
when you were a child, but
back my goddamn hand.
we all have YouTube now. Have you researched it since then, or are you just going off of your memory?
No. I researched it since then. I researched all individual terrorists that took part in it, and how they actually was in Florida for years, and all
like Larry
parts
Silverstein.
of the U.S. burning things.
And they found a passport, right?
Yeah, a passport.
Of the hijacker?
A mile away.
And some turbans but yeah, okay, so here's my point.
But nobody's.
An airplane is like a
Nobody.
One second,
You know what I'm saying? No, that's my point exactly. Nobody's. That was wild, yo.
Well, when we see airplanes flying in the sky, they're shiny. It looks like a big metal cannonball, but it's not. It's really it's a hollow shell with some aluminum plating on the inside.
Yeah.
It would not crash into the building and go straight in and leave a hole.
No.
Come on.
Crush.
You can watch a bullet getting shot at a concrete wall and it
then implode
out. Yeah.
Like Building 7.
But check it. At that time, it was me and someone was reasoning on this one time before. I can't remember who. But at that time of day, right, on a Tuesday at 9 something it was me and Vegan. I think you was on with me, Tim. At 9 something in the morning, you know the stock market opens up at 9 o'clock. You know that, right? So at 9:18 in the morning, you know that damn building is prom full of people. 110 floor time 2, least 1,000 people on each floor. Come on, man. There's no way. You're looking at 220,000 people versus 3,000 people passing away, and the majority of them, 3/4 of them, are firefighter. Nah, it ain't adding up. It don't fucking add up. And I hate to be jumping from subject to subject, but everything they bring in front of me is a light.
No, man, 9/11 is some shit to make you think, like for real. I've been trying to put this shit together in my head. You know,
I've heard.
an undeniable conclusion of what happened, but I can make predictions based upon the facts that is presented to me. You know,
Right. Yeah.
I heard also that the real eyewitnesses were mysteriously dead.
Not only that, there was a video that came up of the fucking shit from ground level, or not ground level, but on top of a building, couple of miles away. And it didn't show at no time no airplanes hitting the fucking building, bro. At no time. A whole separate camera.
Right.
Even
Most people's perception of what happened comes through CNN. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's what clips CNN chose to show, and of course they said they were eyewitnesses, and they asked those people about what they saw, and they just picked and chose what they wanted to show us.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
only saw what they let us see.
Yeah, it was from miles and miles and miles away, and blurry.
And blurry, yeah, yeah. It's all folly, man. All bullshit, bro. Just
they
like that.
wouldn't
Man.
give us the shitty ass images, right?
Yeah, you can look at images. Just go to Google and search plane hitting World Trade Center, and you can
What
see
about the Pentagon?
who's in halfway.
I was just thinking on
Pentagon
that.
too, but
there's no way, bro, that a plane can run into a building twice back to back. The odds of that for someone to be going 700 miles plus 500 miles plus in an airplane descending, for them to hit that, it's like hitting a needle in a haystack, bro. Understand what I say?
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but understand what I'm saying. So what if these motherfuckers was that crazy and they did that shit, bro?
No, it's impossible.
No,
Even
no,
the
no,
best can't do that.
No. What if motherfuckers really did goddamn?
Well, they'd have to work with whoever put the bombs in the building.
in the middle of that shit.
They would have to have worked with whoever put the bombs in the building, don't you think? Or do you think
Yeah.
they're alone?
I mean, because they imploded.
Right.
And yeah.
Think about
Man,
it.
you would have to use a laser.
Well, like I said, let's just say,
No way.
man,
You have to use a
motherfuckers
laser.
are crazy nowadays, Naughty.
Bro, you have to. I'm
Crazy
talking
back
about.
then, being
No.
kamikaze
No,
fucking
no.
fighter.
I'm talking about direct flight. You got this building in your line of sight.
They said
You have to use lasers, man. Bro, you gonna have to use lasers.
Let's
to
say
hit
they
that.
did. Let's say they did. Let's say they crashed into the motherfucking goddamn shit. These motherfuckers had to have some fucking balls. They had to have some fucking belief and fucking Allah.
Well, yeah, and that's what everyone's been saying. But I just, I don't know what that buys us.
I'm just saying, what
Back
if?
over our
What if?
No, it ain't no if. Look,
I'm not saying what everybody's saying. I'm saying what if, because there's always a possibility.
if them planes hit that building, it was done by remote control. It was done by remote.
Necessarily 100% truth. You get what I'm saying?
The FBI investigation, it was the biggest FBI investigation in the history of the United States. It was called Pent Bomb Investigation, the Pentagon Twin Tower bombing investigation. They themselves named the investigation as a bombing. So I think that's very suspect.
Yeah, that too.
And Bin Laden was a CIA agent, right?
Well, I'm not saying the FBI were the perpetrators; they were the investigators.
Man, Bin Laden never had it. It ain't a real person. It's not real. None of that shit real.
Yeah, right. I didn't believe that either. He gets interviewed in a cave by some American, and they
CNN.
can't find him.
I
And they
remember.
can't find him.
And then when they do find him, they kill him right away. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I remember when this shit happened. It was wild, man.
You don't. You want this motherfucker to come to America and hold trial with all the rest of them people. You don't want to hear that he dead. You don't even get to see it. You just get to see
No, they
Obama.
just drop him in the ocean. Yeah.
Obama and Hillary look like somebody killed Obama. Man, Osama. Man, get out of here.
It took Obama to find him.
Yeah, isn't it interesting those two names, Osama and Obama? I wonder if
Yeah.
that's a coincidence.
If you think that's intriguing,
16 years
Obama's
later.
middle name is Hussein.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
So, you get what I'm saying? This shit is wild. But
And the
it's
man
like,
was like-
but it was like it was planned. It's like it was put together.
And it was such a big lie, and it was so traumatic that they could do whatever they wanted. They could rewrite all the laws, go to whatever war they wanted, and everyone was just like, "Yeah, sign me up. Sounds good, Chief."
Hey, you know what though? It sounds that World Trade Center thing sounds.
shit.
It remind me of that Challenger, the spaceship that blew up.
Yeah. That
Bunch
shit.
of
Yeah.
fuckery, a bunch of fuckery, bro. Bullshit.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, man. I feel you.
Bullshit.
And then, did you see what just happened? 9/11 was back in the news. Apparently, the $4.5 billion that the government set aside to pay for the medical expenses of the first responders is not enough. So they
Yeah.
just a blank check.
Yeah, yeah.
What's so